welcome.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Issabela, congratulations. You look lovely. The first thing that struck me when I saw the invitation was the fact that Issabela has actually written that the wedding was to start at 12 a.m. The wedding was to start at 12 a.m. So I actually called her and I said, Issabela, is Patrick trying to run away? 12 a.m. wedding. Well, Mr. Man, we didn't run far because we're here. So I will take you back here when Harry wedded Meghan. It was rumored that Prince Philip felt the wedding was too long at 14 minutes. Now let's put this into perspective. 14 minutes for an African girl, like a black girl, literally finding her prince. 14 minutes is not enough for her to give her testimony. That time when they told her that Harry's going to be there, and then she had to pick up the clothes, and then she got dressed, and she got and she was looking at him, he was looking at her, they were looking at him, he was looking at her. And then 14 minutes is not enough to tell that story. 14 minutes is not enough for Issabel to tell us how she went on the first date with Patrick. 14 minutes is not enough for the pastor, the African pastor, to cast out the demons on all those ladies looking at Prince George and say, listen young man, you're taking them too long to grow up. I've got biological clock is ticking and you're just still there. I will feed you miracle grow and your mama will not know the difference. 14 minutes is not enough for Issabela's grandmother to make her way all the way from the back with the Zimmer frame, knock Issabela off just to get her picture taken with Patrick. 14 minutes is not enough for that. 14 minutes is about the time you might take to drag out a fake African pastor from the pulpit who is trying to cook up stories about a wedding he wasn't invited to. If you are lucky, you'll do that in 14 minutes. This is African wedding. We take our time. Yes. So, this is how Patrick met Issabela. Mama had 3 boys. She sent them to school. When they grow up, they graduate, they get married. That is her return on investment. Mama knew that. So Michael went to school, got married. Mama was happy. Peter went to school, finished, got married. Mama was happy. Patrick went to school, finished, and came home with Joseph. And Mama said, who is this? Patrick said, Mama, this is Joseph, my friend. We went to school together. Mama looked at Joseph. She said, how is your mother? How is your father? Joseph said, they are fine, Mama. Mama goes and cooks okra soup, gives to Joseph. Joseph eats and leaves. 3 months later, Patrick comes back, this time with Andrew. Mama says, who is this? Mama, this is my friend, Andrew. Mama says, okay, fine. How is your mother? How is your father? They are fine, Mama. Mama goes and cooks another okra soup and gives to Joseph. So Joseph eats, Andrew eats. Then after a while, Patrick comes back again. He comes back this time with Sylvester. This time, Mama could not hide her frustration because Patrick has crossed the line. Yes. So Mama looks at Patrick and says, Patrick, my son, you know that thing, the one inside your trouser that you pull up like this and hold with drawers. My son, is it working? My son, is it working? This time Patrick got the message. So he went and brought Angelina. Mama looks at Angelina. They frown. front was flat, the back was flat. Mama said, well, she's better than the other three. So Patrick has to go back to the drawing board and then came back with Issabela. Mama looks at Issabela. Mama says, okay, the front is fine, the back is So she goes inside and she cooks the special ndole for Issabela. As soon as Issabela ate that ndole, that's it, she's 20 years old. She hasn't finished eating it. So when I was at school, we all went to school. If you went to school in Africa, you will identify with me. So I had a teacher who could not pronounce his R or his L, and he had them intertwined. So when he wants to say process, he will say process. And when you want to say low, he will say row. So we started calling him Mr. Process. He gets to find out. When an African teacher finds out you've been calling him name, the whole class is in trouble. So the man storms into class and he whips his cane on the floor and he says, I know you've been calling me Process, but I tell you something, you call me Process, you call your father Process. So I went to the board and I wrote a little tongue twister. Round the rugged rock, the rugged rascal ran. Round the rugged rock, the rugged rascal ran. He came to class, he looks at it, he goes, yes, he's this short, so he couldn't reach the board. He goes, yes, if you want to learn English, this is what you need to practice. Learn the rugged rock, the rugged rascal land. Thank you.